Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at Gamefromscratch, and for the most part, Unity had a pretty good 2025. Back in 2023, they did not have a great year, and they'd lost a lot of developer trust. They spent the last couple of years trying to fix that. So when they've got a new potential pricing controversy, you just have to go, uh-oh, Scooby. So what we're going to do is check out what this news story is all about. And I'm going to tell you, for like 99.9999% of you, this is more or less a non-story. At least it's not going to impact you directly. So this was reported from mobilegamer.biz. Originally, it was just them. And I actually reached out to my contacts inside of Unity to get comment on this story, and basically the response I got back was, we are not going to release a comment on that story, which more or less says, yeah, this is pretty much true. At least that's how I interpret it. So they said mobilegamer.biz initially reporting this one, saying that Unity appeared to be introducing a new fee for enterprise customers starting at $250,000 and rising to $2 million. So sources have been taken back by emails sent out by Unity this week outlining what appears to be an additional fee targeting at bigger Unity customers. And it's actually, I think in looking at this, it is targeting a very specific set of Unity customers. We'll get back to that in just a minute. So our sources claim the engine maker threatened to revoke their licenses if they fail to pay what appears to be the new Unity Enterprise Minimum Commitment Program fee. So Unity previously announced, so back in November, a 5% rise in price for Enterprise and Pro customers starting on January 12th, but has not made any public reference to the Unity Enterprise minimum commitment fee to date. See, this isn't actually true. I'll show you in just a second. So they contacted Unity, and they also basically have no comment. Nothing was updated there. So the email that mobilegamer.biz got from Unity customers, it seems like multiple Unity customers have reached out to them with this, says the email reads as follows. If you are required to use Unity Enterprise based off the Unity software tier eligibility detailed in the Unity editor software terms, you'll be subject to the Unity Enterprise Minimum Commitment Program. This program requires that you pay Unity a specific minimum commitment amount at the commencement of each subscription year, which will then be applied towards your purchase of Unity subscription license and support products. Minimum commitment amounts to will be determined based off your gross revenue from the previous 12 months as detailed in the table below. So what you're seeing here is if you make $25 million but less than $50 million, you need to commit to spend at least $250,000 that year to Unity. Basically, you got to cut them a check for that to start the year, and then all of your seat licenses, support services, etc. will contribute toward that. So if you pay at least this amount, you don't have to pay any more. But if you are be super successful but a small team, this is a huge cost increase. We'll get back to that in just a minute. Whereas if you make $50 million up to $100 million, you'll have to pay $500,000. $100 million to $250 million, it's $1 million minimum, and then $250 million plus, it's $2 million minimum commitment on the year. Further comments. I think they want to make a better Q4 financial report. We can pay more for the licensing, but charging us according to our revenue size is too demanding. This feels like blackmail. They can further increase the percentage whenever they want. Another source said, it's not going down well with developers, a nice Christmas present. Another developer added, the threat of termination seems like overkill for enterprise customers. The new fee is similar to fellow game engine maker Epic's model, which charges developers roughly 1% of the revenue generated from Unreal developed games, although some studios strike bespoke engine usage deals. By the way, this is just patently wrong. We'll get back to that in just a second. And again, back in 2023, they did have the whole runtime fee fiasco, which was brutal. So I do think that this is targeted. I think this is happening. I think this is legit. I think people are getting these emails. But I think the people they're going after here are a very specific subset of Unity developers. And it doesn't make this suck any less for them. But like I said, this does not apply to 99.999% of you. So it has also been reported in GameIndustry.biz. Again, about this detail, and also over at ADLV, and it's based off of the same reporting from mobilegamer.biz. And once again, I did reach out to people at Unity for comment on this, and again, the comment I got was, we are not going to comment on this, which leads me to believe that this is legit. So, Unreal Engine licensing, here we go. They're not this 1%, that is bunk. What they are is a 5% royalty after your first $1 million. So Mobile Gamer got that off by like a factor of 5 times. They're very wrong there. But they are kind of trying to go. It looks like Unity, for their customers that are making 25 million plus, are trying to get a bigger chunk from those customers. And you might not be able to argue how that's legit or fair, and I can see why, but also changing the terms after the fact, there is like a shadiness to that, and I can understand why people would be opposed to it. Now, interestingly enough, back in November, specifically November 10th, they did announce a price increase. So the per seat license went up by 5%. That's very easy math to work with. We'll see that in just a second. Now, interestingly, if you go back to Wayback Machine, you will find pretty much the exact same verbiage on the website. So here we can see right now, if you make $200,000 or less, or you have $200,000 of funding or a combination of those or less in the last year, you can use Unity completely for free. Unless you are deploying for consoles, by the way. So there is a caveat there. Whereas if you are pro, here you see at monthly pricing, $210 per month. So that used to be $200 a month. There is your 5% increase. Who qualifies for pro? Well, pretty much everybody, unless you make $25 million or more in annual revenue. By the way, this has been here all along. So this was here in November, but this wording right here was also the same the previous year. So this is not new, and it says a minimum subscription requirement may apply. This has been announced on their website for quite a while. This is not actually news. This is something they just basically have stated for a while now, but it looks like they're actually sending letters out and doing something about it. So I think what we had was there was a group of people that made the $25 million or plus threshold, and really all they were paying was number of developers times per seat. And that's where they fit. So now you've got this category of if you make $25 million or more, you need to spend a minimum amount of money. Seems to be the approach they're taking. You came on down here, and there was actually details. If I'm on Unity Pro and have $25 million or more in annual revenue and funding, so if you have $25 million or more in annual revenue and funding, you'll be required to upgrade to Unity Enterprise upon renewal after January 1st. We will reach out to work with you on this transaction. And then if you fall under the $25 million, you can remain on Unity Enterprise. So there's some details here. So basically, this is customized, and that is a reach out to you thing. And that's what this is. This is the reach out. They're trying to basically get more money out of those people. To understand why, well, let's get a little geeky for a minute here. What we are looking at now is SEC filings. Since Unity is a publicly traded company, we get some really interesting insights because they have to disclose this something called a Form 10K on an annual basis. And there's a lot of financial information in here, and this will give you insights into exactly why they are doing this. Now, the first part that I find particularly interesting here is Unity break down their customers based off of the revenue that they make from them. So what you can see here is in 2024, they had customers that earned Unity $100,000 of revenue or more. So if you look at that just as straight seat licenses, that would be at $2,000 a pop, that would be 50 licenses. So that they count the number of people that fit into there, but the truth of the matter is the majority of this is going to be from their ads units, like the Vector, as well as their user acquisition products. But it's a variety of different areas that you could work with them to making money into there. But the key thing to take away is 1,254 customers as of December 31st, 2024, made Unity $100,000 or more. That means of their income, 1.25 billion or more is coming from this 1,254 customers. And that, if you look here, this is the amount of money they make off of Unity, $614 million in 2024. Now, that is not just Unity. That also includes things like some professional services deals. And then we've also got here some stuff from like the Weta deal, which was wound down and so on. That's actually why the number has dropped as significantly as it has, even though their subscriptions are actually up. And then the other aspect here, and if you ever wondered where Unity actually makes their money, they make pretty much double off of their ad and user acquisition business than they do off of their Unity game engine business. So this comment, though, is $1.8 billion. And over here, you can see at least $1.25 billion of that dollars came from this 1,254 customers. So what they're trying to do is capture this segment of customers where it's not. So these guys here that are paying them like 50 licenses for their company, those ones Unity are in love with. Now, there is a group of people here, though, that don't get caught right now. So they can make a ton of money, but if they were on pro licensing, so if they had a very small development team, they're only paying this per person, like this $2,000 or $2,500 a month. until they hit this 25 million threshold. So who are we talking about here particularly? Well, let's go take a look. This is coming from Gemini. These values may or may not be right. I don't know. But what I asked for is basically give me a list of a number of successful developed Unity games that made over $25 million, at least as far as Gemini can guess, and had small teams. And you can get a good idea of how this works. So let's look at, say, Among Us. Among Us, since they made over $25 million last year, would have to qualify for enterprise pricing. But look at this, 3 developers. So under the old system, if they were licensing at Pro, that is 3 times, say, $2,500 to round it up. That's $7,500 a year that they were making from Among Us. Now let's do the math and let's say that Among Us was actually, say, taking in $25 million or more. Now what you're going to look at is that minimum commitment right here. So that would be $250,000 minimum commitment there. So you would see them, instead of spending $2,500 per seat, you'd be looking more at like $80,000 per seat for the developers. And that is where they're trying to capture the revenue. At least this is my guess on how this new fee is going to look. So you got these small teams that made successful games. Among Us, Valheim, Hollow Knight. Again, just a handful of developers over at Team Cherry. Rust, who has been very vocal about not liking some of the changes that have been going on, and so on. If these guys made $25 million or more last year, but they did not pay that minimum seat threshold, these are the people that are going to get hit. This is the area where I see them trying to basically monetize where they weren't before. This is my read on it anyway. So the part that I do find interesting here is this was actually, this isn't really new. This has been on their commitment page all along. So here you can see this a minimum subscription requirement may apply. That has been there for well over a year. It looks like they're just starting to enforce it. Now, that's a dangerous game to play, though, because eventually your customer could just say, no, and then just stop using your product. Now, obviously, they're bought in, so they're going to be very hesitant to do that. But this is going to apply to a very small segment. So basically, the people right now that are using Unity to make $25 million or more, but don't currently spend at least that minimum threshold amount, those are the people that are going to be hit. And in my view, it's people like this. People that develop games, again, like Hollow Knight and Cuphead. And in some ways, you are punishing success. If you are super successful with their product, now they're forcing you into this new tier with these minimum costs attached. So they are trying to kind of double dip there on their high earners. And I'm curious, what do you think of these? I guess technically not pricing changes, because this was actually already on the books, but enforcement. Are they just alienating? Should they just move to a straight subscription pricing, in your opinion? Is this fair? Let me know in the comments down below. I'll talk to you all later. Goodbye.